I think this is interesting, and come up with your own thoughts on this and come to your own conclusions. But I think it's interesting how people of the far left, not liberal, far left, have made their own religion. Now, it's always there. I'm religious, and there's always attacks on the religion. There always has been. Not Islam. You don't see that on Islam, but in religion of other religions of Abrahamic faith, you see people attacking, and it's kind of ridiculous because there's a saying that if you don't believe in something, you'll believe in anything. And I think that's exactly what happened with far left people. There's been a decline of religiousness in the country. And I think what it's been replaced with is this secular religion, this leftist religion with, its own structure. And it looks exactly like a religion. So I think it's hilarious when people are saying, they're attacking religion. It's like, you have your own ridiculous religion. I mean, let's not say ridiculous. Let's not even look at it as like that, but it's a religion. It's a liberal or not liberal, far leftist religion. There's, the priest class is Hollywood, and, you have your Oprahs and Obama and other figureheads who kind of speak truth. And then there's like the lower, you could make it into like priest, deacon, bishop, pope, with Obama or Michelle Obama or Oprah being the pope. And then, A-list, B-list, C-list celebrities being other, etc., etc. And I mean, some of the views are crazy with, you know, with universities being the church or being the seminary. The church is this, I mean, the universities are the seminary for this far leftist agenda. And you have kids going in with I don't like and gender studies and women's studies and African American studies, and some of them start to get really intricate. I'm not saying you shouldn't look at the different issues that are involved with that, but that issue, that stuff alone, that's all you're gonna learn. Just pay $250,000 for somebody to teach you that you're oppressed. I don't necessarily agree with that, but and then some people become, what do you become? You become an activist. That's what they're training those majors to be. You're trained to be an activist. You can't go be an engineer or a doctor, or I guess you could be a doctor. I guess you could take your MCATs and go on, but it's, I don't say that was what prepared you for the position. You're trained to be an activist. You're trained to be a victim, complainer, somebody who gets people fired. You're going to be a diversity office type person, or somebody who tries to regulate. That's the kind of position that you're going to be in from those different majors. So you have professors who are the teachers, the people who came back to teach those new positions. There's the different offices. I mean, they've made their own type of kind of, well, I would kind of, it's more like a religious law. There's canon law, and then for Islam, there's Sharia law. They kind of have their own version of that where, and this is an offshoot of Believe All Women, where, everyone wants to believe women, but I think there's a distinction between people who want to believe all women and then people who want to believe all women minus due process. And there's these kangaroo courts that are set up where due process is just seen as another form of patriarchy. And then this gets into a whole nother set. They form their own religious language. And you look at all of the different terms that people come up with. There's it's its own language that's coded to indicate that you're part of the religion. It's their version of Latin. They made ableism, ablesplaining, ageism, age-splaining, agender, anti-Semitism, appropriation, bigender, bigotry, brocialism, cis-ethnic, cisgender, cis-splaining, condesplaining, consent, content warning, dangerous, discrimination, econosplaining, essentialism, ethnocentrism, feminism, gender binary, gender equality, gender identity, gender fluid, gender queer, gender hate crime, heterosplaining, homophobia, goes on and on and on and on and on, oppression, other kin, patriarchy, policing, polysexual, and I don't feel like going through anymore. But it becomes this whole thing, and then how, so there's the different, the religious orders with, celebrities, and then the church being universities with their own priests and deacons, etc. And then classes, everyone's organized into their different points, where if you're, the more victimized you are, the greater scale you have, and then white heterosexual males on the bottom, and you get points per thing, and you have to fit yourself into the different areas, and there's no individuality at all. It's just you're part of your group, and there's group identity, and that's it. And it's very, and the original sin is success. Anyone who has been achieved some sort of success achieved it immorally. So that's their sin that they're fighting, is success. So if you were born with your certain skin tone or whatever, you must have been born with success. But you look at somebody who's African American could not be born with more than somebody with, white skin or some other situation. And even if they weren't, based off of their parents or whoever's decisions, it's absolutely crazy that people don't see that as a religion. It's absolutely a religion. So at the end of the day, we'll see what's what. But it's interesting to see that it is a religion. The far left has created its own secular religion, where political correctness is kind of the prayers they say, and I don't see it other. It's a very unstructured religion, but I see it as one with some type of structure.